You eat your meals 3 times a day, like the books say. Sometimes it's even healthy: salads, lean protein, whole grains. You stay away from fast food, you limit sugar, maybe you even take supplements. But still, you wake up tired. You move slow. There's this heaviness in your body that food doesn't seem to touch. Like your energy has been turned down to low, and no matter what you eat, it never quite turns back on. Sound familiar? If it does, I want to tell you something that might surprise you. The problem isn't how often you eat. And it's not about cutting carbs, skipping meals, or following the latest diet trend. It's about something much simpler, but far more powerful. It's about when your body is actually ready to receive support, and what it needs in that exact window. Because after 60, your body changes rhythm. Not just your sleep, your mood, or your digestion, but the very way your cells repair, restore, and respond to food. And the truth is, most men over 60 are eating all day long, but never giving their body the one thing it truly needs: a pause. A reset. A real replenishment meal, timed not for hunger, but for healing. So what if, instead of eating more often, you simply gave your body one meal, at the right time, with the right tools, and let that meal do the work you've been trying to force with 6 others? One meal. Once a week. Just 1 hour. Not a diet. Not a cleanse. A quiet restoration. A biological reset your body has been waiting for, possibly for years. And that's what I want to share with you today. Because when you give your body this kind of support, not every day, but once a week, intentionally, everything begins to change. Leon was 74 when he first sat in my office. Retired firefighter. Proud New Mexican. Big shoulders. Quiet voice. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I'm not sick, but I don't feel like myself anymore." He wasn't talking about pain. He wasn't even talking about aging. He was talking about something more subtle, more frustrating. A steady loss of presence. Like life was getting dimmer, and he didn't know how to turn the lights back up. He told me he was eating 3 full meals a day. Sometimes 4. Lots of fruit, oatmeal, whole grains. Everything the guidelines said. But still, his energy was low. His sleep was shallow. He couldn't focus. His body felt full, but never truly fed. He said, "It's like I keep fueling up, but the tank's not responding." That's when I asked him something no one had ever asked. What's the one meal each week that feels different? Sacred? Set apart? He blinked. Thought for a moment. Then said, "Honestly? Sunday dinner. That's the only one I slow down for." And that became our turning point. I didn't change all his meals. I didn't ask him to fast or count anything. I simply asked him to turn that one Sunday meal into something his nervous system would recognize as a reset. Not just food, but a message to his body that said, "This is where we pause. This is where we heal." We rebuilt his Sunday plate from the inside out. Nutrient-rich. Gentle. Timed early in the evening. And more than anything, intentional. 3 weeks later, he came back. His eyes looked different. His gait was stronger. He said, "I wake up with something I haven't felt in years: readiness. Not energy like a 20-year-old. Just steadiness. Like I've got weight in my feet again." He smiled and added, "I think my wife notices it, too." It wasn't magic. It wasn't a diet. It was one meal, once a week, done right. And it changed everything. Here's the truth that most men over 60 were never told. Your body doesn't just need more food, it needs better timing. After 60, your metabolism slows down, but your need for key nutrients increases. Your blood vessels stiffen. Your testosterone production declines. Your nervous system starts losing its rhythm. And all of that leads to what many men call the fade. But here's what's fascinating, your body still knows how to repair itself. It just needs windows of clarity, moments when it's not overloaded, but gently invited to rebuild. That's why this works. When you give your body one meal a week, not rushed, not random, but deeply nourishing and strategically timed, you're doing something powerful. You're letting your system reset. Let's break it down. Checkmark micronutrient replenishment. This one weekly meal is built around nutrient density, foods that are rich in iron, B12, CoQ10, zinc, magnesium, and amino acids. These are the raw materials your cells need to create energy, support testosterone, and repair blood vessels. Checkmark nitric oxide and AMP. Circulation support. Key ingredients in this meal help increase nitric oxide, a molecule that opens up blood vessels, improves blood flow to the brain, the heart, and yes, down there too. Checkmark inflammation reset. Chronic, low-grade inflammation builds up throughout the week, especially in men over 60. This meal helps lower that internal fire by supporting gut health, liver detox, and reducing sugar spikes. Checkmark hormonal rhythm recovery. By eating this meal early in the evening, once a week, you give your body a clear hormonal signal. It's time to rest, rebuild, and reset. This supports deeper sleep, overnight testosterone pulses, and calmer cortisol levels by morning. It's not about starving yourself. It's not about eating clean all the time. It's about giving your body one window of opportunity each week to stop surviving and start recalibrating. And when you make that space, just once every 7 days, your biology responds faster than you'd think. Because deep down, your system isn't broken. It's just been overwhelmed. And all it takes is one well-timed invitation to begin again. Now let's talk about the meal itself. What's actually on the plate? Because this isn't just about food that tastes good, it's about food that does good, quietly, deeply, and consistently. I call it the restoration plate. It's not fancy. It's not complicated. But it's built to speak your body's biological language, especially after 60. Here's what it looks like. Cut of meat 1. Grass-fed beef liver. Yes, liver. Not the old overcooked, rubbery kind. But gently sautéed with onions, olive oil, and lemon juice. Why? Because beef liver is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on Earth. Rich in iron, to fuel red blood cells, packed with vitamin B12, for brain and nerve function, full of CoQ10, to support your heart and blood vessels, loaded with zinc, for testosterone, immune balance, and prostate health. Most men are unknowingly deficient in at least 3 of those. One serving, once a week, can quietly refill what's been draining for years. Leafy green 2. Steamed leafy greens. Think spinach, Swiss chard, or collard greens. Steamed, not raw, so your body can absorb their minerals more easily. These greens are loaded with magnesium, to relax blood vessels, folate, to support brain chemistry and cellular repair, nitrates, to boost nitric oxide and improve circulation. They act like a clean sweep for your vascular system. And when paired with liver, they help your body use all the nutrients instead of storing them as waste. Salt 3. A fermented side. Just a small scoop of sauerkraut, kimchi, or fermented beets. Why? Because your gut is more than digestion, it's your body's command center for inflammation, immunity, and hormone balance. Fermented foods feed good gut bacteria, improve nutrient absorption, reduce systemic inflammation, even support mood and mental clarity. You don't need much. Just a spoon or two to remind your gut you're supported. Stew optional add-ons. A warm cup of bone broth rich in collagen, glycine, and minerals for joint and vessel repair. A small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice after dinner naturally boosts melatonin and reduces overnight inflammation. Alarm clock when to eat it. Early Sunday evening. Why? Because it gives your body the whole night, undistracted, to use every nutrient for rebuilding. You'll feel the shift by Monday morning. This isn't a magic pill. It's better. It's food your body recognizes. Food your grandfather might have eaten. Food that reminds your system what stability feels like. And when you make space for this once a week, not to fix yourself, but to fuel yourself with respect, you'll begin to feel a quiet transformation. 1 plate. 1 hour. Once a week. That's all it takes to begin restoring what time has tried to wear down. What happens when you commit to just 1 meal a week? Not a diet. Not a cleanse. Just a quiet, consistent act of nourishment, once every 7 days. Let me walk you through what many of my patients experience, week by week. Because the results aren't loud. They're not flashy. But they're real. And they come fast. Week 1, the sleep shift. After just 1 restoration plate, most men report something surprising: they sleep deeper. Not longer, but deeper. Fewer bathroom trips. Less tossing. A more grounded feeling by morning. Your body recognizes the minerals, amino acids, and fats it's been missing, and responds quickly. Leon, my 74-year-old patient, said it best: "Doc, I didn't wake up at 2 a.m. for the first time in months. I just slept. Like my body was finally off duty." Week 2, steady mornings return. You start waking up with a quiet energy. No sugar crash. No fog. Just a feeling of being here. You may feel your digestion improving. Bloating decreases. Your joints feel looser. Your mood lighter. Your body isn't running off adrenaline anymore. It's starting to run on restored systems. Week 3, no more afternoon drop-offs. This is when most men say, "It's weird, I'm not crashing at 2 p.m. anymore." That heavy slump after lunch? The one that used to make you reach for coffee or give up on the day? Gone. Why? Because your mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, have finally been refueled. With iron, B12, CoQ10, and zinc. You're not just eating better. You're absorbing better. And that makes all the difference. Week 4, the quiet comeback. Here's where things get emotional. You start noticing yourself again. In the mirror. In the way you walk into a room. In how your clothes fit. In how your wife looks at you. You're not 25 again. You're not supposed to be. But something real has returned: stability. Presence. Confidence. And that's the real reward. Not weight loss. Not muscle mass, but that internal knowing that you're coming back to yourself. Leon told me this: "It's not just that I feel better, Doc. It's that I feel like I'm participating in my own life again. That one meal reminds me I still belong in the world." You don't need to change everything. You just need to start here. 1 meal. 4 Sundays. And a whole new relationship with your body. If you're like most men over 60, you've been given a lot of rules about food. Some came from doctors. Some from the news. And some from people who mean well, but don't know what it's like to live in your body, at your age. So let's clear the air. Because sometimes, it's not age that drains your strength, it's the myths you've been carrying. Crossmark myth 1. You need to eat big, high-protein meals every day to rebuild. This one's common, especially in men trying to regain energy or muscle. But here's the truth. Your body doesn't need more fuel. It needs better timing and absorption. Overeating every day just overwhelms your system. You end up bloated, inflamed, and undernourished because your cells can't keep up. That's why one strategic, deeply nourishing meal once a week can often do more than 6 daily ones. Crossmark myth 2. Liver is outdated, or even dangerous. I hear this a lot. Liver? Really, doc? Yes, really? Beef liver, when it's grass-fed and properly prepared, is one of the most nutrient-rich foods on the planet. In fact, it was once considered sacred food in nearly every traditional culture. It supports your heart, fuels your brain, rebuilds your testosterone, and restores the nutrients most men are quietly deficient in. It's not dangerous. What's dangerous is going years without the tools your body actually needs. Crossmark myth 3. Older men can't digest heavy meals like liver. That's only true if you're eating it late, fried, or rushed. But when you eat liver, gently cooked early in the evening once a week paired with mineral-rich greens and a fermented side, your digestion actually improves. The enzymes, healthy fats, and slow-digesting proteins support your liver, gut lining, and bile flow. Instead of feeling heavy, you feel satisfied. Leon told me, I thought liver would sit in my stomach like a rock. Turns out, it sits like a reset button. Checkmark the truth? Your body isn't broken. It's under-supported. And when you clear away these myths, these rules that were never designed for a man your age, you give yourself permission to try something ancient, simple, and true. One meal. Once a week. Done with intention. That's not just nutrition. That's freedom. By now, you're probably wondering, okay, doc, how exactly do I start? What does this weekly reset actually look like in real life? I'm going to walk you through it, step by step. Not as a checklist, but as a quiet routine, something you can return to, week after week, without stress or pressure. Because this isn't a diet. It's not a cleanse. It's a conversation with your body that says, I respect you. Let's rebuild. Mantelpiece clock. When to eat it once a week, ideally on Sunday evening time, around 5 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. Why? Early evening gives your body the full night to absorb, restore, and reset without interference. Green salad. What to eat, the restoration plate. 1. Main protein. Grass-fed beef liver. Serving size. About 3-4 ounces. Cooked gently in olive oil or butter, with sautéed onions and a splash of lemon juice. Optional. Add fresh herbs like rosemary or thyme for digestion support and flavor. 2. Side greens. Steamed leafy vegetables. Choose spinach, Swiss chard, kale, or collard greens. Steam lightly with a pinch of sea salt and olive oil. These deliver magnesium, folate, and natural nitrates to support circulation. 3. Fermented addition. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut, kimchi, or fermented beets. Helps digestion, lowers inflammation, and improves nutrient absorption. 4. Optional add-ons. A warm cup of bone broth. A glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice. 30 to 60 minutes after the meal. Repeat button. How to prepare. Buy your ingredients fresh or frozen liver if needed. Defrost a portion the day before. Cook calmly. No rush, no noise. Turn on some quiet music if you like. Sit down at the table. Eat slowly. No screens. Just you and the plate. Busts in silhouette. Make it a ritual, not a rule. You can invite your wife, your son, or even a friend to share it with you, or keep it private, like a personal act of restoration. Either way, protect the moment. Make it sacred. Memo tips for first-timers. If the taste of liver is strong for you, start with chicken liver, milder, Easier to digest. You can blend cooked liver into a pâté with garlic and herbs and spread it on toast. The key is to start small and stay consistent. Your body doesn't need volume, it needs rhythm. Remember, you're not doing this to fix something that's broken. You're doing it to support something that's still alive inside you, waiting for the right invitation to respond. 1 plate. 1 hour. Once a week. That's how it starts. This isn't about food. Not really. It's not about liver or greens or routines. It's about a man who's quietly wondering if his best days are behind him. A man who's been showing up, every day, doing what needs to be done, eating what he's told is healthy, and yet still waking up feeling half-charged. If that's you, then hear me clearly. This is not about fixing you. Because you are not broken. This is about remembering who you are. A man with strength still inside him. A man whose body still wants to respond. A man whose biology hasn't shut down, it's simply been waiting for the right kind of care. That one weekly meal? It's not just fuel. It's a message. I still deserve to feel strong. I still deserve to wake up clear. I still respect what this body carries. Leon didn't just rebuild energy. He rebuilt identity. 1 plate at a time. He started walking into rooms again, not just to sit, but to lead. To smile. To be present in his own life again. And that's what I want for you. Not a perfect diet. Not more discipline. But a small, consistent act of self-respect. So here's my invitation. Start this Sunday. Light a candle. Set a plate. Give your body what it's been quietly asking for. Not to prove anything. Not to reverse the clock. But to say, I still matter, because you do. And sometimes, the most powerful thing a man can do, is sit down for one meal, once a week, and choose to live like he believes it.